Interesting reaction. But what does it mean? Wait. 1983. N plus 9 plus 8 plus 3. 21. 2 plus 1. 3. There were 3 astronauts that went to the moon. We're getting the space station. We're getting the space station theme. Like I always wanted. With the aliens. And a life-size animated Mars Attacks alien. Wait. Happy halfway to Halloween, everybody! For all things Halloween, I am hauntformer, and we have a lot to break down in today's video, let me tell you. Despite the goofs of the intro, there is some legitimate deep dives to be brought into the unveiling of this past week's Spirit Halloween teasers and hints and nods towards this upcoming season. And there's a good amount of stuff to talk about. Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way, because we did see a couple of mind-blowing, it's debatable, mind-blowing new animatronics, that's debatable, from Spirit Halloween. The first and foremost, the one that is actually an animatronic, is Menacing Molly. Here's the thing. A lot of people have been asking about a few select animatronics to return to Spirit Halloween. Considering that this is their 40th anniversary year, something we'll get to in just a moment, it makes sense that a couple of returning faces will be making a cameo in this year's stores. Specifically, Menacing Molly is the first confirmed returning animatronic. I do think that there are other fan favorites that we could potentially see. One such one is the Barnyard Butcher, and another such one is the Pumpkin Nester. My personal opinion is I think out of those 3 options, the Barnyard Butcher is the best way to go. I was never crazy about any of the swinging props, to be frank. I'm not the biggest fan of Menacing Molly. I understand why she has a popular fan base. The same could be said for Pumpkin Nester, but I think seeing fan favorite props making a comeback is Spirit paying homage to the fans and to their classic years. So you know what? I'm down for it. If Menacing Molly is what people want, I'm happy for them. It's not my cup of tea prop, but you know what? It's coming back, so get hyped. Now, I'm not quite sure of this answer. Someone will probably make fun of me in the comments below, but I'm not sure if these returning characters are supposed to be online only or in stores. And I'll explain why the second one, I think, will be in stores, but again, I'm not entirely positive. The second returning new mind-blowing, spine-tingling animatronic, not really prop, is the Gargoyle. This Gargoyle we have seen for many, many years, back in 2016, 2017. It's a cool Gargoyle, don't get me wrong. But for $300, a $100 price increase, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's kind of expensive. But you know what? It's a cool prop. Nevertheless, and it will lend a segue into my discussion about the possible themage of Spirit Halloween in just a second. So hold your horses, we have one more to talk about, and then we'll talk about that teaser. Finally, the first official Spirit Halloween 2023 prop is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space Cotton Candy Cocoon. If you're like me, a big fan of the movie, then you already know that there have been other cotton candy cocoons that were made before by none other than Trick or Treat Studios. They had 2 different models. They had a cheapo version, which was a self-stuffed type of deflated bag that you would add like newspaper and stuff into to make it look like this cotton candy ball. The face wasn't very detailed, but, you know, it was pretty cheap. It was around 100 buckaroonies. And then they had the deluxe model, which was like $200 to $300, much more detailed. I think it came already pre-stuffed. More for the collector than just kind of an average decorator. I thought both of those were fine models, but I have to say, I quite like the Spirit Halloween one a lot. It looks really good. The face that is actually on this particular cotton candy cocoon looks like the farmer from the opening of the film, if you know what I'm talking about. And I quite like that attention to detail here. I also like that the top has that little hook that you see in the movie, all very color accurate, very accurate to the film. And this is technically a life-sized prop for a life-sized fee. This is a $150 decoration. Now, I don't think that is a very fair price. I feel like $100 is more adequate because you have to remember that this is basically a giant pool inflatable thing, like something you'd get at like a pool store, inflated inside of a prop. Do I think it's like the most ridiculous price I've ever seen? No. I'm a little bummed because had this been even $100, I probably would have jumped on getting it right away, but now I'm kind of waiting to see what else Spirit Halloween has to offer before I get this cocoon, because I've always wanted a cotton candy cocoon, and this one might be the best one, which is saying a lot, considering it's up against the Trick or Treat Studios models, which were really good. But for that price, I'm gonna hold off for now. Let me know what you think. This is a polarizing one in my head. But to see more Killer Clowns merchandise is nevertheless exciting. And do you think we're going to get another Killer Clown animatronic for 2023? I think so. But what do I know? I'm just some guy who talks about Halloween stuff on the internet. So there you go. Now let's talk about that teaser. You know what I'm talking about. Very brief teaser. You have a caretaker type of guy in a graveyard shoveling to reveal a headstone that says Spirit Halloween established 1983, symbolizing that this year, 2023, is in fact the 40th anniversary of Spirit Halloween, making it a pretty monumental deal. So we now have confirmation that Spirit Halloween will be opening in 1983. We're just going to have to go back in time and hopefully see what animatronics they had in 1983. Or maybe I'm reading the teaser wrong. Maybe this is a hint at what's coming out this year to celebrate the 40th anniversary. That makes a lot more sense. There are, technically, animatronics sprinkled throughout this little teaser. Especially when the lightning flashes with the thunder. You can see glimpses of 2023 animatronics hidden in there somewhere. We don't get great looks at them. There's a devil, demon type of character. Someone said there's like a pig. A lot of people have sent me various things as to different creatures and characters throughout this teaser. The main one that seems pretty confirmed is the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. You can actually hear his laugh as the caretaker's shoveling. At first I thought, nah, it's just a generic giggle. We've heard that before. But you actually can see the Crypt Keeper's face. So it seems like he's a pretty definite licensed character, which is pretty exciting. Again, there are other glimpses of different animatronics. I'm sure I've missed some. I'll pop little pictures up if I find any more. But it's cool to see these little glimpses of characters. There's a name. It's called like the Death Stalker or something on a gravestone. I don't know if there's scratches on it, supposed to imply like a zombie breaking out or a scratch from a werewolf. I don't know why a werewolf would be in a cemetery, but nevertheless, all these little sprinkles of different things as to what's to come. So, kind of the big question on everybody's lips is, does this indicate themage for Spirit Halloween? I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to say maybe, because sometimes Spirit leads us in one direction. I remember one particular season, we were thinking it was going to be a school, and then wasn't a school. We're seeing a lot of cemetery type of stuff going on, so I have to brainstorm and wonder If I were a designer of themes, what would I do in a cemetery? Because Spirit, while they have displays, they also have this interactive walkthrough portion. Something that you walk through and see the screens or something. And my best guess is some type of mausoleum walkthrough where the screens look like stained glass and they shatter to reveal zombies. Something to that effect. That would be pretty dope. Or you go underground into a crypt and there's like dirt along the walls. That would be pretty exciting. If it's not a graveyard, then I'm really at a loss because that's all the imagery we've seen so far. Trying to see how they fit a cotton candy guy into a graveyard is going to be interesting, if it's even in stores at all. Not totally sure. But it is interesting to think about. I also do wonder when Flagship, the date when the actual grand opening will occur, will happen. We haven't really seen anything. I didn't notice anything like that in this teaser. So there's still a lot of mystery surrounding Spirit Halloween. And a lot of people are also asking, does this mean the sneak peeks are going to happen soon? I don't think so. I think this was a one-off weekly thing for halfway to Halloween. I think we're going to see sneak peeks resume maybe a bit earlier than usual because of this, but I don't expect it too much sooner, maybe late June at the earliest and early July. But we'll see. Time will tell. It's pretty cool, nevertheless, that we got all of this regardless. I know that the cotton candy guy did get released on eBay for some odd reason a couple months back, so we kind of already knew about it. But as for the other stuff, it's exciting to see these new character faces pop up, even if we don't exactly know what we're entirely looking at. The cemetery, if it is the theme, I think would be a great idea for Spirit Halloween's 40th anniversary. It's a very classic Halloween-y theme. To celebrate the 40th anniversary of a Halloween store. We had the factory and the Tiki Island and some of those other themes. They were cool, don't get me wrong, but they weren't really spooky. I suppose the lab last year was a step in the right direction, but is there really a Halloween-y theme more spooky than a graveyard? I don't think so. Well, there goes my rambling. It's back to the drawing board, and the countdown waiting season for Spirit Halloween begins now. Get hyped, get excited. If you haven't, subscribe. I try to update as much as I can. Take that with a grain of salt. Some people are faster than others. And I will see you in the next video. Remember, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer.
I see dead people, I see ghosts, I see the things that hate you the most.
Okay.
I see dead people, I see ghosts, I see the things that hate you the most.
Alright. I see the dead people, I see the ghosts, I see the things that hate you the most. I see that.
I see dead people, I see ghosts, I see the things that hate you the most. I see dead people, I